The Strange Brigade, on their way to devil knows where, at the start of yet another thrilling yarn of death-defying deading doom.
Egypt again, eh? No rest for the wicked.
Evil never rests, so nor can we.
Rebellion back at it again with another horde shooter after they saw success with the Sniper Elite franchise spin-off series Zombie Army. With less violence and slightly more story, we take control of one of the members of the Strange Brigade, including the, I guess, father of Carl Fairburn, and we look for gold, treasures and relics in environments that are filled with mummies, monsters and traps. On the adventure they encounter the old goddess Seteki and fight her minions and try to vanish her. For that we have conventional and supernatural means to fight the legions of the undead. MPs, assault rifles, shotguns, rifles, sniper rifles, pistols and revolvers, as well as explosives are our conventional weapons. But we can also buy special weapons during the levels, which are only usable as long as you have the ammo. Once they run dry, they are thrown away. The other weapons you carry can be refilled with ammo bags. You can also buy new weapons, of which there are only a few, and upgrade them with magical stones, making them fire quicker, make them drop more loot from killed enemies, or simply making them deal more damage. The Strange Brigade also all have certain special abilities, and Mr. Fairburn, for example, can punch enemies really hard and one-hit some pretty strong enemies this way. With every kill you get some gold and some essence to fill up your special ability. Enemy variety is kind of here, but also not really. There are various types of the undead, mostly in the form of mummies, which are the standard grunt mummy enemies. There are stronger magical mummies, some warriors that are throwing blades or spit fire or charge at you, some invisible enemies, some warriors in armor, and some enemies that throw spears or explosives. But there are also so-called champions, which are minotaurs most of the time, which charge at you and deal a lot of damage when they hit you. Usually you just shoot them and they are bullet sponges, but there are also enemies with amulets that need to be shot at the amulets, and then their energy has to be drained. There are also huge Anubis statues which have to be shot into pieces, especially around the chest to expose the weak spot, which then can be shot as well, and is the only way to deal damage to those guys. You also have to fight hordes too, in general, but also at the end of most levels to weaken a soul cage. Once you have killed enough enemies, the cage will open up and you can shoot the core and eventually drain it. That's the basic gist of the combat with some variations. But to be honest, it's kind of dull at times. You just mow down enemies, you hardly die, even though you can carry only one health potion at a time that will restore all your health when used. I think I hardly died. Granted, I did play on normal this time, but still I didn't really feel a challenge. They do throw a lot of enemies at you. You also kill some undead pirates in certain spots to shake things up. You also solve some rather easy puzzles, collect relics and shoot Jade Cat figures. Shooting all the figures will unlock a secret chamber in which you can find more gold and the gold cat statue, which are especially valuable. But there are also some treasure chambers which have valuable objects and upgrade stones. To open these you either have to find a code, solve pipe puzzles or memory card like puzzles. Sometimes you also have to find targets that are hidden nearby and find them and put the right code for the door by shooting some symbols, or you just evade traps for some other chambers or treasures. The traps are classic and could be from an Indiana Jones movie. There are arrows shooting from the wall, spike traps and huge pendulums. But even after all that, I have to say it's at times just getting a bit boring. The story is not that great, even though I liked the gimmick with the narrator overall, and there were at least one or two moments when it was actually quite funny. In general, he could have had some funnier dialogue though. He also repeats a lot of stuff, especially mentioning the Strange Brigade over and over, which is in line with the serial aesthetic they are going for, but as you play it, it just gets a bit boring and repetitive at times. at some point. It's a game that you can pick up for like $5 when on sale, even with the DLCs, which add weapons and 3 more missions. And for that it can be fine, but I have to say you can pick up other games that will be more enjoyable on sale. I think I'm not the target audience for this though. I like story, I like challenging games, and this was too easy and too light on story. It's not terrible though, I wouldn't say that, it's just fine. And with that I will give Strange Brigade a 6 out of 10.